Alright guys, this is my client Ian. Look,
What's up?
Today we're going to be doing a haircut. He's kind of looking pretty homeless today and he's getting a free haircut, so he can't really say what he wants. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a blended #1 taper. So we're going to taper up the edges, taper up the back, we're going to texturize the top, probably take off maybe around this much. It's a lot, so it's going to be a big haircut. Put some product into it, make it look sexy. Let's do it!
Alrighty, first YouTube video, first voiceover, let's give it a crack. So I'm doing a little before and after. Here's it before, pretty homeless. This is my guy Ian. This is my first client. I've known him since kindergarten, and yeah, this guy gets free haircuts, so I can't really complain about them. So yeah, right now I'm just wetting the hair, creating my guidelines. I'm clipping the hair. I'm just separating the top to the sides, not too not too clean, because it's gonna be blended. It's not really an undercut. So you can see with me right now, I'm using a #1 guard on with a clipper over comb. So I'm just setting my guideline at the top and I'm working my way down. And the goal for this is not to create, it's not the finished product. It's just kind of debulking. Like it's like when you chisel, when you're trying to chisel or do like some sculpturing, you're not gonna start with a finer detail straight away. You kind of just need to chip away from the rock first, and go from there, So yeah, I'm doing that around the head, and yeah, I'm just gonna start making these little IGTV videos of some voiceovers, and I guess I'm not really showing. I'm not doing a tutorial. I'm just kind of showing what I'm doing. I sniff a lot, by the way. It's just habit. So if you know me, I just sniff for no reason. I'll try my best not to sniff. So now I'm doing. Now I'm using a #3 guard, and I'm just taking away the bulk at the bottom, like I said. I'm just blending it in with the clipper over comb that I just did. You see me pointing at some dark spots. This guy has the worst head to cut. He's got straight straight hair, and then he's got these little dividends, or like little dark spots that you gotta really go over. So I'm not making excuses, but it's a hard haircut. So now I'm using a #1.5 guard, and I'm just working my way down. I'm just opening and closing the lever. You see me here with a #1 guard. Yeah, I'm just gonna work my way down, and then we're gonna taper it off later, and I'll show you how I taper off. But yeah, this is my first client. I swear, man, I've cut this guy I cut this guy maybe 4 years ago in high school, and the way I got him down into my chair was I told him oh bro, I've been cutting hair for years, bro. Let me cut your hair. I've done everybody, but really I haven't really cut anybody. And then I cut his hair, and it took me 2 hours, and it was a tough haircut, but we made it. Anyway, so I'm doing my little guideline for the clipper, for the taper. Using opening and closing the lever. Yeah, just tapering it off. I'm not doing a super high taper or anything like that. I'm just kind of giving the neck a little natural taper so that it looks a little fresher than #1. Yeah, you see me. Alright, so I'm just going to keep working my way down the taper. I'm just going to keep opening and closing the lever until it's moist and sexy, if you know what I mean. And sorry, by the way, about the mess in the background. This is my little home setup. And I only cut here for my close friends and family. That's why everything's kind of a mess. It's just my home tools. All my tools are at work. So yeah, I'm kind of just winging it. I don't even have my proper combs. anyways, no excuses. A good tradesman doesn't blame his tools. I'm not saying that I'm good, but I'm just gonna talk about the haircut. So I am currently blending. I'm not tapering his sideburns. I'm kind of just softening it up, just so it looks a little bit fresher. Now I'm using number 2, and I'm just gonna soften up the front part so that I can line it up, and the lines will be a little bit thicker. Yeah, he's doing the C cup area, and I'm sharpening up his edges, but kind of like still making it look natural, not a hard, not a hard box up line up, just because we're going for that, not the F-boy look, or we want this guy looking trendy, a little stylish, but not too keeping it conservative, I guess. So now that we've done the dry stuff, now we're gonna move on to the top, and we're gonna blend our clipper work into our scissor work. So we're just wetting the hair. Like I said, he's got pretty tough Asian hair. So right now I'm using scissor over comb, and I'm just removing the bulk. Now what you see me doing here is I am connecting the top onto the sides, because we're going for a blended look. Like I said, we're not really going for an undercut. So we're gonna make sure the top is symmetrical. So right now I'm not making super clean guidelines. I'm just kind of chopping into it. I'm adding texture while taking away some length. And yeah, I think this hairstyle is a little bit more versatile. Like when you have a hard part, it's you're kind of restricted to just styling it that way. But when you have everything blended in, you can kind of go for the messy look, have it nice and clean. You'll see what I mean. So I'm just cutting it straight right now, and I'm just making sure it's all even. And then later you see me texturize the hair. Yeah, so I'm just double checking, taking some vertical sections, and I'm just blending the other side. Now you see me texturize the hair a little bit. I'm just chopping into it. What this does is it just gives a little bit more movement to the hair. It's not just for show. Even though it does look pretty cool. But yeah, and now I'm just thinning the hair. I'm just taking sections and grabbing the scissors, and I'm kind of going under, not too close to the scalp, but what this does is it gives it thinning the hair doesn't actually. This is the thing. The clients think that when you thin the hair, you're actually thinning the actual hair, but it's really you're just cutting every other hair to give the effect that it's thinned out. So if you thin out too much, it's gonna look a little bit too wispy. And if you're a customer of mine, you'd understand. Like you know that I've been trying to tell people instead of thinning it out too much, just chop into it, texturize it, and just trust your barber, mate. So now I've dried his hair, blow dried it, and now I'm kind of just doing the final touches. I'm just seeing what I need to touch up, blending this side, blending that side. Now I'm just gonna blend his beard a little bit, but yeah, the cut's looking a little fresh, little fresh. Yeah, and I'm just raising up his sides, and yeah, it's looking pretty sexy. Yeah, like I said, like he's getting a free haircut, so I'm not really doing my best or asking him if it's long enough or short enough. I just cut his hair, and then yeah, he can't really complain. Now I'm styling his hair, and I'm explaining to him how to style his hair because he's got no idea. So basically, what you got to do is we're using a matte product, and I told him you use your fingers first, and then you put the product in your hair like you would with shampoo, and then yeah, you work your way back to the front, and then you do a little magic, and it looks like that. I hope you guys enjoy the video. First time for everything. Make sure you like and subscribe. But yeah, if you want to visit me, give me a DM. I'm working at Vince Cologne Barbershop, Burwood, and at Bondi. Yeah, I'll let your boy. This is my home setup, by the way. It's not mine. It's not where I work. But peace.